you're a fan of handheld gaming, you're going to want to stick around for this one because ASUS and Microsoft have just dropped a bombshell on the gaming world with the announcement of basically an Xbox handheld.
For the first time, a player is going to be able to hold the power of the Xbox experience in their hand and take it with them anywhere they want to go.
We're talking about a true Xbox experience right in the palm of your hands. So the question is this the future of gaming on the go? And what's the elephant in the room here? All the tech influencers have been talking about it as they got a sneak preview and behind the scenes look. So I thought I'd join in with my thoughts. So let's break it down. I talked about the much rumoured Xbox handheld on this channel months ago. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button, and that way you won't miss out on stuff like that. And much of what was said in that video has come to pass. But I would argue what's been announced is so much more. First up, let's talk about this partnership. This isn't just another handheld. This clearly seems to be a deep collaboration between ASUS and Xbox. They focused on creating a device that feels instantly familiar to anyone who's ever picked up an Xbox controller. We're talking the asymmetrical thumbsticks, the classic ABXY button layout, and for a design that's built for comfort during those long gaming sessions. The problem I have with a lot of handheld, PC sort of handheld gaming devices is they're quite angular. I know the Steam Deck has a bit of curvature to it. Even the previous Ally is sort of angular on the side and not that comfortable. Here, what they've clearly done is say, look, when you pick this device up, yeah, we want the feel of that sort of Xbox controller in your hands, like here, with the ROG Ally screen bit in the middle. And that's sort of basically how they've designed it. As I mentioned previously, originally it was thought that Microsoft Xbox was working on their own individual handheld device. And this was rumoured and hinted at by Sarah Bond, now the president of Xbox, a couple of years ago. But then it became apparent that they're working with ASUS. Okay, so it'll just be another ASUS Ally X with Xbox branding then, and that'll be it. So basically what you've already got from ASUS, but with just, Xbox branding and stickers all over it. No, this is where it gets interesting. This seems to be much, much more. As I said, it seems like a proper collab here. This is not an Ally with Xbox buttons just stuck on it. This has clearly been designed from the ground up between ASUS and Microsoft, both the hardware and the key thing here, the software. Yes, it's a handheld gaming PC running on Windows. So no, this is not an Xbox Series S console somehow shrunk down in that kind of maybe a true form of what you might have thought an Xbox handheld would be. No. And equally, it's not some sort of glorified cloud gaming device so you can just play games from the xCloud and stuff like that. Although it's optimized for that. And presumably the GeForce Now app also works on this device as it's a Windows device. Now, as I said, this is definitely a handheld gaming PC, but they've basically stripped out of Windows 11 all the unnecessary junk. All the stuff you don't need if you just want to play games. I need Windows to play my games, but I don't want any of the other junk. So there's no Windows desktop, none of the bloat. You go straight into a gaming UI and you navigate that UI with the sort of the controller elements. So you don't need a mouse, you don't need a keyboard, but it's all powered by that kind of Windows 11 underneath. As I said, without any of the bloat. What that means is anybody who knows when you have to download Windows 11, if you get rid of all the bloat from it, all the unnecessary junk, you're getting massive memory left over and also more processing power that's available. And all of this can be directed to the gaming side. And yes, as I said, because it's a Windows PC, it plays Windows games. And yes, not just Xbox games. You can play Steam games through your Steam library or your GOG libraries, presumably through your Epic library as well, just as you would on a gaming PC. All your games from the different stores are accessible via the sort of slick gaming front end, a bit like a smart TV that sort of gathers all your sort of available programming and stuff from all the different platforms. It seems to be a genuine PC gaming meets console experience. Isn't that the dream? And is this potentially a glimpse of the Xbox future? You know, the whole Xbox Play Anywhere approach taken to the max. Buy the game for any device, play it on any device. As it says on the marketing materials, the power of Xbox, the freedom of Windows. Now let's get into the devices themselves and see exactly what they have to offer. First, here, as you can see, you've got your Xbox Ally here, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabyte memory. And then, so this comes in white, and we'll go through the specs on this in a bit more detail. Then you've got your Xbox Ally X, 254 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage. So as you can see here, the main feature here is you're getting an Xbox full screen experience. So you navigate through the sort of library of games here. Then you get a game bar as well. So you can have customizable widgets. You can see like how the frame rates and stuff like that. And this is what I was talking about, an aggregated library. So all your games, whether they're from the Steam library or the Xbox library or your Xbox Game Pass library, here are all supported, access supported games anywhere to go from Xbox and other PC game storefronts. As mentioned here, the progress goes with you. So whether you're playing on your console, then you swap to here, then you swap to PC gaming, then you swap to, I don't know, cloud gaming, whatever it is, your progress goes with you. And of course, it's probably going to be bundled with Xbox Game Pass as well. They'll probably do an offer where you can sort of, you know, pay monthly or whatever for the device. And in that is bundled Xbox Game Pass. And of course, it is a cloud gaming device as well, as I mentioned before. So you can stream games with cloud gaming, including select games you own or buy. So again, this requires Xbox Game Pass. So it's not just the titles in Xbox Game Pass, because as we know, Xbox have been adding the ability to stream games via the cloud that you already own that aren't necessarily in Xbox Game Pass. So you can do that on this device. And I'd like to see and expect that it's optimized for cloud gaming. It's got Wi-Fi 6. So if you've got a good Wi-Fi network, you should have a good experience cloud gaming. And as I mentioned, download select PC games to play on the go. When you play the game that's Xbox Play Anywhere, it's yours to play across PC gaming, Xbox console, and the gaming handhelds. If we look at the specs a bit more, we can see here they are powered respectively. So the more expensive one is powered by the AMD Ryzen A1Z2 Extreme, and your other one, your white one there, the cheaper one that we think, the entry-level price one, is powered by the Z2A processor. If we look at the specs here, you'll see Xbox Ally X here. As we can see, AMD Ryzen A1Z2 processor, 24 gigs of LPDDR5X 8000 memory there, as opposed to 16 gig LPDDR5X 6400 there. And then storage, 1 terabyte here, 512 there. The screen, the display, it's a 7-inch FHD, 1080p IPS panel, 500 nits, 16 by 9, 120 hertz refresh rate. So you're getting a good frame rate on this. I mean, 1080p is perfect given the size of the screen. You don't need 4K on a screen that big, but what you do need is the refresh rate. And 120 hertz, perfect. And FreeSync Premium, and then it's made of a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus plus DXC anti-reflection, so hopefully you can play it outside and stuff like that. Now, the ports are interesting because on the Xbox Ally X, you've got the USB 4 Type-C with DisplayPort, so you can plug it into a TV, presumably there, and a Thunderbolt 4. So whether you can maybe have an enhance, you can enhance the visuals, whatever, if you plug it in, or a device to enhance the visuals, should you want to use it as a sort of console next to your TV, like you do with a Switch device. You sort of slot it into the stand, and then you could play it on your main TV. That could be an option. So presumably if there was a device to boost some of the power and the graphics, that might be interesting. One USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C with DisplayPort and power delivery there, and a micro SD card reader. as well, and a 3.5mm combo audio jack. And as I said, in terms of Wi-Fi for cloud gaming and stuff like that, it's Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.4. Now, the interesting thing is, because of the grips on this device, because they're using the Xbox grips, it's quite wide because they sort of stick out at an angle on it on the device, as you can see. The Xbox Ally X is 715 grams, and the other one is 670 grams. And the battery is 80 watts on the big one and 60 watts on the smaller one. And you get a charger and a stand with it. Now, we don't know how long the battery lasts on it, and more on that will come out over the time, but hopefully a good few hours for your gaming session. But both of them are designed to be perfect as a portable companion for your entire gaming library. As I said, running on the AMD Ryzen Z2A processor, that's kind of one of the top processors for handhelds. That's optimized for console level performance and efficiency, because that's going to be key with the battery. So hopefully you're getting a great balance of power and battery life, which, as I said, absolutely crucial for a handheld. So I guess what's the big deal about the Xbox integration? Well, the thing is, both of these devices boot directly, as I said, into that full screen Xbox interface. That means there's no fiddling with desktop settings or anything like that, which for me, I like that console experience. I enjoy playing games on my PC, but for me, PC gaming, there's much more of a friction on PC gaming of getting into your games, playing your games, than there is, say, on a console, which feels more frictionless. And I think that's what you're getting with this sort of instant on console experience. You power it up and boom, you're into the gaming environment. You're ready to play. Plus, as I said, with Xbox Play Anywhere, you can carry your game progression, achievements, all of that across all your devices. You start a game on your Xbox, you pick it up right where you left off on your Ally. So the big question then comes down, which one is right for you? I guess if you're looking for a fantastic all-round handheld that can play the entire game library with a great balance of performance and battery life, then the Xbox Ally is an incredible choice. But if you're a power user, someone who wants the absolutely best performance, the highest resolutions, all of that, wants that kind of more immersive experience, then obviously you're going to have to shell out for the Xbox Ally X. However, that does lead us into the big elephant in the room. How much is this all going to cost? And that's the thing. We don't know what the cost of these devices are. It's not been revealed. We know that the current ROG Ally X is about 799 quid, and sort of handhelds are around that, I'd say 600 to 800 pounds. Where can we expect these devices to be pitched? I think there's a reason they've introduced two devices. One is clearly meant to be a bit more accessible in price, as I said, relative to other handheld gaming devices, which makes me concerned about how much the ROG Xbox Ally X is going to be. Why introduce an affordable option unless you're going to really have a kind of showcase, a premium option? They could have just put the premium option out, but I think the price might have scared people off. Again, we don't know what the price is, but with the Ally X around 799, could we expect it north of that figure? Or will it be, as consoles often are, subsidized to make it competitive? For me, that's going to be the real crucial thing in this whole enterprise. Is it priced right? Personally, I'm incredibly excited to get my hands on these devices. I mean, the partnership between ASUS and Xbox is a huge step forward for handheld gaming. As I said, this is more than just a new piece of hardware. It's a sign that the lines between console and PC gaming are blurring more than ever. Could all of this be a hint of the approach for the new Xbox console coming in a year or so? The perfect hybrid of gaming PC/console experience, where you could play your PC games from multiple PC libraries on your Xbox console, an Xbox device optimized for a gaming experience. In addition, with this sort of new platform that they've created, this sort of pared down Windows 11 with a sort of straight into the gaming experience front end, could this be available for other device makers? Could we see other partnerships, as Xbox have hinted at, with this underlying platform of this stripped down Windows 11? And are we going to see other devices, as I said, with this working on it? Watch this space. It's an incredible, exciting time, I think, for people into PC handheld gaming and for Xbox fans. But I think ultimately it's going to come down to the price, whether this really is a game changer if you're into cliches. Anyway, let me know what, guys, you think. Do you think this is an exciting device? Is it something you're interested in? Which one would you opt for? All of that, put it down in the comments down below. And as ever, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the likes, because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content like this. And if you're new to my channel, then why don't you hit that subscribe button? Go on, and then toggle that notification bell. And that way you'll know when I'll upload videos just like this. Talking videos just like this, why don't you check out these videos here? These ones here. You'll love them. Thanks for watching.